This is a real quick Ezra breakdown for Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. It's a fight that, people want to say, well, Callum Smith has a chance in this fight. He has chances because when you close your eyes, you can almost see that left hook landing, right? You can see Beterbiev, who did kind of have a little hard time with the yard, right? He won the fight clearly, but he had troubles there, right? But Yard, what he did was with athleticism, with explosion, right? And Beterbiev, he moves pretty well. He's agile, but he's like, if you're describing a tank, like, how's the steering on it? It's pretty good for a tank. How's the movement on it? It's pretty good for a tank. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. He's a technical fighter. He's actually kind of a cautious fighter. He just happens to be built like a tank, and when he touches you, you feel it. And he has great timing. He has good placement with his shots, and he has good feel, right? And when he hits you, you start to fall. Your body starts to fall apart. Callum Smith, who's a guy that, when he's fighting lesser talents, can look like a very high-level fighter and can look devastating with his power. Problem is when he faces just a good fighter, he doesn't look like that anymore. And if you look at the John Ryder fight, which was a early tell of trouble, right? Early tell that of a guy that pushed him off his spot, a guy that was skilled enough to not fall for, a guy skilled enough to be in the ring with him, a guy skilled enough to apply his game to him. You've seen that Callum Smith wasn't the same guy. Then he had Canelo, and people wanted to throw that one away because all his weight, he was drained. But if you watch a lot of the fights where he gets pushed back, he kind of just disappears. He's the kind of guy that wants to fight when he's in his position. He's not a guy that takes a lot of chances. So if you push him off the spot, he's not going to take chances. Beterbiev is a guy who is going to fight where he's constantly in a good distance to punch, or constantly in a good distance to react, right? And he's moving his feet, and he's there, and then he'll dip and get you to move, and then jab you, and a stiff jab and start breaking you apart, and then push you down. And then as he's putting pressure on you, you might respond, and he keeps himself in a good spot to catch you in between, right? And his shots have good pop on them, and eventually he's just touching you, and it's maybe a death by 1,000 cuts, but it's a death by 1,000 machete shots, because these are big shots. You're feeling them. Callum Smith, in this fight, you see the power shot, but he's not the kind of guy to throw it unless he is in a good position, unless he feels comfortable, unless you stop in front of him. Beterbiev, although at times can be patient, he's going to move and push you back, and I think that he'll see that Callum Smith is not going to punch going backwards. He's going to get stuck, and he's going to fall apart, and I don't think Callum Smith is going to like the pressure that Beterbiev is going to put on him. It's intelligent pressure. It's a range pressure. It's not just mauling you. It's going in, hitting you with stiff shots, but staying safe, staying responsible. Now, I don't think Beterbiev, as far as movement, agility, or anything like that, is off the charts. No, I don't. I think that he's like I said, a tank, an SUV. He moves very good for an SUV, for a tank. But I think when you combine everything he has, and how sturdy he is, and how devastating his shots are, and how they wear you down in the fight, and how even devastating just his jab is, that complete package just breaks fighters down. I think Callum Smith, well, I see what people want, when they close their eyes, what they see could possibly happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to be gun shy. I think he's going to get pushed back. I think he's going to be off the spot. And I think that these shots are going to start adding up a lot very quickly. I think that he's going to get his hands stuck in front of him, and you're going to start seeing Beterbiev work around his guard and eventually break him. And I'm thinking around a 5th to 6th round stoppage in this fight. This has been an Ezra breakdown.